guys, and welcome to another episode of AuntDi's Crafts, and I am AuntDi. Today we are going to make a sign. It's actually for the owner of our trailer park, now that it's come to an end for the season. And this sign is going to be painted on wood, but it's going to be different colors, so there's going to be some layering involved. I've already prepped the board, which is just cut the board to the size you want, sand it very, very well, stain, paint. I whitewashed mine in a really nice green. It was actually called Campsite, so I thought what better color to use than that for this sign. So let's get moving, and I'll see you later. Here is my design. It's a welcome sign with Boo Boo Bear. As you can see, there is a green background. That's just representing the board that it's going to go on, so I could get my sizing the way I want it and figure out my placement ahead of time. Now what I'm going to do is, first of all these layers, I had to do this in Inkscape to break these layers up. I still struggle with it, but I can get there. I had to change my backing though, but everything's good now. Now what I'm going to show you is I don't normally do it this way, but just to help organize my cuts a little bit and to make sure I have enough space for doing the painting, I am going to put each image that needs to be cut into a box and slice it out of the box. This way it's going to cut the box out and it's going to cut the image out, making it just a little bit easier, I think, in the long run. So we need to make sure we can move our layers apart, and what you're going to do is you're going to get a square, you're going to bring it to the back so you can see your image. You're going to unlock the square. Oh, for the bow, I'm just moving the bow around. And once I get it where I want it, I'm going to grab both and push slice, grab the bow, grab the cutout image, get rid of the cutout image, because we don't need that now. The bow I really don't either, but I'll just keep it anyways. So let me walk you through it again. Get a square, get your square and put it in the back, or put your image to the front, whichever. Put your image over the square to see if it is going to leave you enough room. Once it does, select both the image and the square, then click slice. Now you're going to move your image and remove the sliced piece. We'll do it again with the next one. So I'm going to bring this to the back, get my little teeny weeny tongue. Do not change the size of your images, only the size of the box. Select both, slice, move the tongue, or you can totally remove it. You really don't need to keep it. And don't forget to remove the cut image completely. Now let's do the next one. So I'm going to grab a box, put it in the back, resize it. This time I have to unlock it to resize it. Be easier if I move and see my image. There we go. Put it right where I want it. Select both. Slice. Remove the one image from the area. Totally delete the cutout or the sliced out image. And you're just going to keep doing that until you finally get all of them done. I'm not going to do it for the word welcome, because welcome's already done at the maximum size of 11.5, so I can't make the box any bigger. Now that you have all your layers cut out the way you want, don't forget to close the eye on all of your covered layers, because if not, they're just going to cut out duplicates, and you don't need duplicates. What I'm going to do now, though, is I am going to change my welcome so that is the same color as all my other cuts. This way it's just less thinking for the machine. So see how the cuts are going to line up? And then I can just take my boxes and use them as my guide. There's my welcome. So everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this, and then we'll be back. Okay, so here is, let me move my board. I love the color that it turned out. Just love it. So I have got some decals that I would like to put on this board. This is one of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some transfer tape. And I forgot my scissors. So now I'm going to get a piece of transfer tape. This stuff I love. I've had it forever. I buy it from Happy Crafters, Canada. I highly recommend it. A lot more than I need, but that's okay. So I'll just cut that off. And I want that laying flat, because I'm going to put my decal over it instead of putting the tape onto my decal. So I'm just going to very carefully, trying to have no bubbles, lay this down. And I know I'm going to have bubbles because I feel it right there. I messed up. That's okay. I can still work with that. So we're just going to lay this onto our transfer tape. Try to do it a little smoother than I've gotten it, because then it wouldn't be so much problem. Love my briar. It's a Cricut one. Comes in very handy. So now we're just going to pull it off. If I have little pieces that don't want to come off, I just go back and push it between my two fingers. And it usually sticks. This one does not want to. There we go. Or just make sure you've got a nice crease, is another way of doing it. Yes, this transfer tape is sticky, but I like sticky. Sticky means it's not going anywhere. Okay, so I almost have him off. And I have him off. Now I want to place him over here. Now I've got my word. I haven't weeded it yet. I'm just going to see, make sure it's going to fit him there. And my word's still going to fit. So my word goes this way. I should weed it quickly. It would make it a bit easier. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's weed this one. This way you can see me weed it. So I've got my hook and I'm going to weed. All this is this just says welcome. So there's my word welcome. Don't worry about the lumps and bumps on it. Let's just make sure that we've got a good placement. See, it's going to go a little over his hand. Right in there. I'm leaving him there. So, I'm going to put him down. Get my briar. Give him a nice push. And take my transfer tape off. Everything seems to be down really nice and good. Really nice and tight. Now let's get my welcome on my transfer. Remember to secure it down. You can use many different things. People use even credit cards. There's my welcome. And it's going to go just a little bit over that yellow. So, and actually, you know what? I did my welcome wrong. I weeded him backwards. This part was supposed to be the part that I threw out, not kept. That was silly of me. Very silly. I'm going to have to recut. I'll be back. Okay, so I've had to recut my word, but that's okay. Now I'm going to reweed it properly, which I need to weed the word out and leave the rest in. Now, a couple things when you do it this way. You don't have a whole lot of leftovers on the side for this size anyways, so you're definitely going to want to be careful. Sometimes I will add tape to the edge to give myself a bit more clearance. Now, I can't do it that way. It's got to go over just a little bit. The only reason I'm doing this is because I want to do it all at once with the color. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to reuse this tape. Now get this mess of stuff off my fingers. put my vinyl down. Come on, piece. Get in my pile. There. Now I'm going to line her up. And hope we get most of it, because I just went really crooked. I just got a tiny piece not on the transfer tape, but that's okay. So I'm just going to transfer it by giving it a good rub down and check. Looks like it needs a bit more. It's been used a couple times now. I'm just going to give it a little help. There we go. And let's see if we can get this to fit. Want that to be straight on this line, wherever you place it. You know that that was a straight line, or edge, so that's what I'm following. Now, a little bit of this one goes over that one. So let's fix that. So we don't want that happening. There's going to have to be a spot you're going to have to be extra careful in. So let's put this down onto the board. Give it a good rub down again. And remove your transfer tape. There we go. Now, the first color is going to be black. You gotta be very careful in some spots. So I'm just gonna move all my colors. Excuse me. I have a couple of different things that I'll be using. Paintbrush and makeup sponges. Okay? So I'm just got some black chalk paint. Doesn't matter really what kind of paint you use. Just going to pour a teeny tiny bit out. Because this is not going to take much. And we're going to get started. So the trick is to keep it nice and light, especially when my board, once I watered or whitewashed it in the green, it came up a little rough, and I didn't want to sand it again because I was worried if I did. So just make sure your edges are down really good. If you're going to use the brush, you're just going to, I'd rather actually, let's use the makeup sponge. So you're just going to lightly dab it into the black and then dab off. Okay? and then lightly dab around the edges, around your whole stencil. Keep it light. You don't want big gobs of paint. You pretty much want it to be really dry when it's on there. You also use paper towels to wipe your sponge off on. That works. The reason it runs is paint likes to follow in the creases. That's why it's so important to have it so smooth. So I'm hoping this turns out okay. Now, if you don't have a makeup brush, you can go out and get yourself actually an actual stippling brush, I think they're called. You can just also pounce, put very little paint and pounce with your paintbrush, which I think you're going to do to finish. Okay, I'm going to take a break while that dries, and we'll be back. Okay, well, let's see if this did it, or if it totally messed up and ran everywhere. I'm so hoping it's not ran. Oh, not too bad, not nice clean lines, but clean enough so far that I don't mind it. So just rip this stuff off, because it's not going to matter how you take it off. Overall, I'm very happy with it. I do have quite a run right there, but that's okay. Let's see how he turned out. He's on a different vinyl. Remember, he was my outdoor stickier vinyl. And we've got a bunch of little pieces. Careful when you do this not to gouge your wood. Very easy to do with your picks. You actually scratch your paint too, so be careful. Pulling it up. Well, not pulling it up's not. I mean, picking it up. That's what you gotta be careful with, especially when you got little pieces like these. Stay. Now, overall, I am very, very happy with that sign. But I want to add some color to it. I don't want it to just be a black sign. So, what I have here are my layers. Ugh. And I did my layers up in boxes. Okay, so I had made layers, or squares for all my different layers, so that really just to make it a little easier, I think, for me to find them all. Now we have his little tongue right there. We have, what here? His face here, I think. Bubbled up a bit, but that's okay. We just lift it and lay it back down smooth. And when we get up there to do it, I'll just put those on nice and smooth. And we have his bows. If I'm not mistaken. One bow area. Another bow area. And over here we have I'm having a hard time seeing this. I should have got my bright light out so I could see a bit better. This is going to be the body. Like that. Like I said, it's bubbled in that because it's not smooth on me right now. But once we lay it down, it will be fine. Just gotta find your cuts. The wind just closed the door and gave me a heart attack. Another one there. One there. Oh, there it is. So tiny. Okay. So we're going to do the next layer, which to me is going to be the big layer. So I'm just going to trim it off of this just to make it easier to transfer. So we're going to go biggest to smallest. That's the way to do it. So just remember that, biggest to smallest. Okay, so that's all off. I do think I can still use this piece of transfer tape for one more. It's really not that sticky now, but we'll just really rub her on good. So we're going to take this and really rub her down. Sounds like there's still lots of sticky there. See? Flip her over, roll her again. So we've done the outline, and now we've gone to the biggest piece, which is going to be the coloring of his body. So what we got to do is we got to get it lined up. What I should have done was I should have done registration marks of some kind. Or there is other techniques you can do without registration marks, and I haven't even learned those, so one of these days I will. I will just guess it and eyeball it. So, let's just sort of get his feet covered up there. Something like that. Okay, I can deal with that. So you're going to put it down, remove your transfer tape, like so. Get the paint you're going to use. That's for his face, this is for his body. So, I want to make sure that that's down nice and smooth. So I'm just going to give it a go over with my dryer. Now, I've got my brown. Give it a good shake. Put some on your tray, and get my makeup brush, and we're just going to repeat what we did with the black. Let's see if it worked. Pretty much. It's giving me the look that I want it, because I want it close to my actual picture, which, like I said, pieces are not, don't add up there, the lines, and that's what I want. And that's what I'm getting. Perfect. Now it's going to be the mouthpiece. So let's get our transfer tape again, which is blown over here. Let's get our mouthpiece on there. Give it a rub down. And this is still the one piece of transfer tape that I've used, just the one. Now we're going to line up the mouth the best you want. Okay, now you can go right ahead and pull it off right away. It's fine. Perfecto. Now for the bow, I think it's going to be going over his face. So we're going to have to let his face dry just a little bit, well, dry completely, before we can do the bow and his mouth. And that's all we have left. Okay, let's get the last little bit done on him. So, he needs his bow, which is right here. And you know what? I'm not even going to use transfer tape this time. I'm probably going to regret it, but we'll see. So I'll find an edge that I want to line up with. See, I'm regretting it already. I'm good. No, I'm going to line this piece up a bit better, because I want to make sure he gets enough blue on his collar. Wow, that's getting so windy it moved you. Okay, let me put something heavier. So we've got that. Now I'm just going to go collect the stuff that blew away. So I'm just going to use a sponge here. And the way I'm going to reuse it is I'm just going to chop off the end. Just give it a chop. Like so. Now I get a nice clean sponge. I've got a nice blue here. Tropical blue. Just going to put some on my paper or my tray or whatever you want to call this. I've got paper in my tray. Find some paper towels in this mess. Dab it off like we have been, and apply. So I found it here, and I'm going to do it very carefully because I do not want to hit that blue, because the blue is still wet. So I'm going to cut sort of on an angle here, some of that off, put it to my pile. except for drying, it's done. Oh no, you didn't get to see it too well. Okay, so except for drying, my sign is done. So I'm going to bring you out, and we're going to go for a small walk. Let me unhook you to see the sign. Here's my paint mess. And there is my sign. See, he's even got that. Welcome. So now all I got to do is let this dry, and I'm going to seal it because I don't know where he's going to want to hang it. But if it was for inside, I wouldn't seal it. So anyways, guys, I don't think I can turn this around too well. I'm going to give it a try. Ready? Here we go. That's not too bad. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was helpful. You just keep going and going with your layers. Start with your outline, obviously, and then your biggest layer and work your way in. So, yeah, guys, post below or comment below with some of the projects that you've done with painting with layers with your Cricut. I'd love to see them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like my videos, as it does help really big time. My affiliate links are below, and we'll talk to you later. Take care, guys. Happy crafting.